A post with Brahmin genes written next to a photo is all it took to create a storm on social media. And at the center of this storm is a Bengaluru-based CEO of content marketing company Just Burst Out, Anuradha Tiwari, who spoke to India Today So South on her views. The photo led to even Chetan Bhagat jumping into the viral controversy. When asked if she ever thought that her photo flexing her triceps would become viral, she claimed it was just an innocent post where she was expressing pride for her heritage.
Honestly, it was such an innocent post. I simply mentioned Brahmin genes because I take pride in my heritage, as everyone should, But whenever we mention the word Brahmin, a lot of, there are so many social justice warriors, they usually get triggered. So, but this time the hatred went beyond the limits. There were a lot of abuses, lot of trolls. I was getting a lot of emails, messages, But this post went viral because for the first time, I believe, for the first time, many Brahmins and many from other general category community also, they came together and took a stand for themselves. They shared their pictures. We trended Brahmin jeans also. It became a number one trend for 2-3 days also. So I think here it's a very strong message that, beyond a point, people will come together. They will take a stand for themselves and we will speak loud and very clear. We will say no to hatred, no more hatred, no more abuses. We can take pride in our identity as much you can take pride in your identity. Simple as that.
Anuradha got comments that questioned if she was claiming superiority due to Brahmin genes, but she claimed that it was due to the Brahmins that conversion to Christianity failed in India.
See, first of all, I'll be very honest, there is nothing superior about being Brahmin anymore. Brahmins today are working as toilet cleaner, rickshaw puller, taxi driver, construction laborer, and they are extremely poor, they are suffering, but they get no benefits from the government. So much for the so-called Brahmin privilege, The fact that these people, they equate Brahminism with superiority just shows how inferior and how insecure they are because of their heritage. I'm not saying, they are saying that, So when you are totally fine using your caste to get all the benefits, to get caste certificate, you should have no problem with somebody else being proud of their caste. As simple as that. Why you are yelling and shouting on other people? You are taking all the benefits from your caste. I'm just writing about my caste, that's it. So why you're getting all triggered? See, for this, I think you must have heard this saying, to kill a snake, cut its head off. Similarly, to kill Hindu religion, destroy all Brahmins, During British time, and I'll just quote St. Francis Xavier also, in his letter, he mentioned, if not for Brahmins, I would have converted all Hindus to Christianity. In all my time, in India, like he said that, I converted only one Brahmin. That's it. So Hinduism stands tall because of Brahmins. As simple as that. And anti-Hindu forces, they know about this. And this is why the attacks on Brahmins are only increasing. They are becoming so common. And unfortunately, all this is happening under the nose of government. Why? Because of the vote bank politics. Brahmins are just 4 to 5%, so you can abuse them. They have already been labeled as oppressors, so you can abuse them as much as possible. Blame them for everything, They won't affect your votes because they are only 4 to 5%. Justify all your social justice schemes in the name of, oppression and Brahminism.
Anuradha went on to explain her ideology and, as she says, her pride for her identity as a Brahmin. How it stemmed from her failure to get a seat in college of her choice, which she blamed on reservation.
Yeah, see, very religious and spiritual upbringing. But being a general category, especially Brahmin in this country, it's not easy. You get called out by names like Pujari, Brahmin, Brahmini, Manuvadi. You get all these unnecessary hatred for being a Brahmin, and then comes discriminatory policies like reservation when it comes to admission and getting government jobs. I've studied in government college, got admission on the basis of merit. I missed my desired stream and desired college due to reservation while I was studying, when I got the admission in government college, that time I realized the misuse of reservation. I had my classmates who studied in DPS, who studied in all the good schools, they got admission using reservation. So I don't think anybody realize the extent of misuse of reservation. It is known, but it is not being considered enough, So, so I completed my engineering and started this business. It's been going pretty well. But last 2 years back, my cousin faced the same discrimination in the form of reservation. He missed his IIT due to reservation. That's when I kind of got vocal, on social media. I started writing about the reservation, and some of my posts went viral also. So it's been 2 years I've been writing about reservation, the differences in cutoffs, the discriminatory policies, the differences in college fee, school fee. All the schemes are for reserved category only. There's nothing for general category.
Anuradha proceeds to blame reservation for dividing the society and criticize the policy by saying it is triggering a race to the bottom.
See, we have to understand one thing, that reservations have divided Hindus more than Britishers ever could. As simple as that. This is the main reason why the caste system still exists today. You have to show your caste certificate literally for everything, for reservation, admission, for jobs, for promotions. So tell me, how is this uniting Hindus? It's not uniting Hindus, And also, I would like to add here that, we have had reservation for so many decades now. Tell me how many communities have actually come out of backward status. Not a single reserved category has been moved to general category. Imagine, we have a policy since 77 years, and instead of, decreasing the reservation, you are only increasing it. So how is it helping? In fact, now what is happening? Every community is fighting to be called as backward as possible. So it's a race to the bottom. It's a very dangerous trend. Everybody is fighting to get that backward status. Imagine where we are now. See, the toolkit that was applied for Jews is now being applied to Brahmins in India today. Brahmins are now being blamed for all the problems. There is unemployment because Brahmins are taking all your jobs. There's poverty because of Brahmin. There's social injustice because of Brahmin. So I think we all know this is exactly how it started with Jews also. But the limit is crossed, when there are politicians giving genocidal calls for Brahmin community on camera, and there are no actions against them. They are not even being arrested. There are slogans like Manuvad se Azadi, Brahmanvad se Azadi in elite colleges like GNU, and there are no actions, Unfortunately, no politician is talking about this, no party is talking about this. I am personally disappointed with many Brahmin leaders like Nitin Gadkari ji, Nirmala Sitharaman ji. Now they should come forward and talk about this ongoing hatred against Brahmin. They should. The fact that reservation is only increasing and not reducing, as I said earlier also, after 77 years of independence, is proof that it's not working. There are cutoffs of 0.5 marks for teaching jobs. There are cutoffs like 0 marks for PhD admission in Delhi University. I'm talking about very recent data, Imagine you need 40% marks to pass in school, 40% marks you need when you're studying in school. And imagine you're hiring teachers who have scored 0 marks, 0.5 marks. They'll be teaching mathematics and chemistry and physics. I'm talking about the recent recruitment that happened for Odisha government jobs, So imagine the quality of education that they'll be providing. Imagine the future of this country. On one hand, you say we want to become a developed country by 2047. On the other hand, you're hiring such teachers and doctors. Do you really think reservation is helping? It's not. See, the fact, I'll be very honest, Gautam, here, that the fact that 3 reservation of one family is getting the benefits of reservation is a very telling sign that reservation is nothing but just a vote bank politics, Why children of IAS officer doctors are getting reservation? There is no logic. They have all the facilities. They're studying in good schools, but they're still using reservation. They're taking coaching from very elite institutions. They're still using reservation. Tina Dabi is one such example. Her parents were civil servants. She still used reservation and she's now a serving IAS officer. So I think the solution for this is one family, one reservation. It can help control the misuse of reservation. If someone in family has already used reservation, they should be moved to general category status. The children should not be allowed to use reservation. This can easily be done by linking, reservation with Aadhaar or PAN card. So this is a very simple issue that can be solved if you have the intention.
Finally, she gives her opinion on the controversial caste census and criticizes what she calls is the rising hatred towards Brahmins.
See, caste census is nothing but just a tool to increase more reservation and unleash more discrimination on general category. What will be the result of this? Many successful general category, they have already left the country. Just look at the name of any MNC, any top MNC. The CEO is from India. They all are general category, So what do you want? Do you want all general category to leave India? This is what your intention is, to do the caste census. Is it helping our dream of becoming a developed country? No, it's not. On one hand, you're talking about Hindu unity. On the other hand, there are demands of caste census. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, what do you need data? Why do you need data on caste? Any Hindu who needs help should be given help, irrespective of the caste. There should be no discrimination within Hindus. As simple as that. See, as I said earlier, it's a race to the bottom. It's a very dangerous trend now. So, but the ongoing hatred against Brahman has now reached at the very top. It's beyond the limit now. But awareness is there now. As we just saw the Brahmin genes trend, people are realizing that this hatred is unnecessary. They are being made scapegoat. They are just a punching bag for politicians. So we will now speak for our rights, of course. And to all the people who came out in support of this moment, we need to stand stronger and make our voices heard.
Do tell us what you think about this video in the comment section. And for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.